Hi Scorpio, I hope you guys are doing well. Happy October. So everybody's talking about how Venus is in your sign through October and it's retrograde for like a month. And we all know Venus isn't particularly really happy in your sign. She can just get a little feisty, right? A little bit testy, especially retrograde. Don't worry, Venus doesn't like being in Virgo either. So it's not like the intensity level is different from being in Virgo. She's more practical, but with you guys, she's very intense. And a lot of people don't like it when Venus is intense, especially when she's in retrograde. Now that we have that off the table, what I really want to discuss with you guys is the fact that Jupiter is only in your sign for one more month. And I think that's kind of a big sigh of relief for you guys. I think this year, the last 12 months, has been transformational, right? I mean, you guys are the sign of death and transformation, but sometimes it's very hard to have that kind of power. And I think that the growth that you've all really mastered in the last year can kind of attest to, like, if you look at where you were in October of last year when Jupiter came into your sign, I believe it was the 18th of October, and it will be going into Sagittarius where it's back home on November 8th. So you have one more month left. And I think that in this last month, really, really look at everything that you have accomplished in the last year. And instead of feeling possibly like because you've had to lose a lot of things and a lot of stuff it's fallen away, are you in the same place or did you really transform? Were you given that nudge to push forward? Did you fall back into the same old patterns? Or were you able to catapult forward? Those are the questions that I'd really like for you to ask during October. And going into your time, into your season towards the end of October. We're going to look at the first half of October first and just kind of see what's going on with you guys, see how everything's going. Mercury is going to go into your sign. In the beginning. See? Focus on Scorpio. That is exactly what I want to see. You guys are popping out. You're saying, I'm here, roll call, Scorpio's here. Right? Death card. Front and center. So definitely let's look and see what the transformation was this year. And if you feel like you've grown. And I don't, because Virgo season, we're like in the last couple of days of Virgo season. This is the 20th of September. We move into Libra season, which is much easier than Virgo season. Virgo season can be really critical. And I know that a lot of people have been very critical on themselves. But I feel like once you guys really start to feel the momentum, because Jupiter was retrograde for so many months, right? And now it's direct, and now we're heading towards Sagittarius, and things are like free. Like, I feel like freedom. Like, I want to call this video, like, it's not even, the reading's not even done yet, and I already want to say freedom. Because I do feel like you guys are coming into a much lighter time. We have the Fool, and then we have the Chariot. And it's all destined. It's all divine. It's all divine timing. And I know a lot of times when I say divine timing, people are like, that just means it's never going to happen. Divine timing just means it's never going to happen, which is just not true. It just simply is not true. Divine timing means that it's not happening in our time. And so that's why we feel like it's never going to happen, because it's not when we want it to, right? So we have to have faith, and we have to keep pushing forward, and we have to keep moving in a good direction. And you guys are definitely doing that. I think October is going to be much better than September was for you, much better than August was for you. So, and definitely all of the things that happened during the summer with the eclipses and stuff, what was it that fell away? Some of you might actually be moving long distances, but there's new beginnings. There are a lot of new beginnings, a lot of hope and prosperity, a lot of really, really knowledge and growth and power. You know, a lot of that coming up for you guys. So, and I think that the Taurus full moon at the end of October is really going to be a good time for you too, culmination time. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Hierophant. So the signs we have Aquarius or Aries and Cancer and Taurus now. And so the Nine of Pentacles and the Hierophant, two different things. This could be just you like being very abundant, growing a lot. The Hierophant talks about the institution of marriage. It talks about higher learning. It talks about prosperity and control, the government even. If you guys are, and this, I don't even know why this is even coming up because I don't typically talk about, yes, sometimes the Hierophant, I talk about marriage with it, but it's not usually my very first focus. But I feel like if some of you are feeling alone in a marriage or kind of left out of the equation when it comes to a marriage, I feel like either things are going to be remedied in that area or you're going to be moving on. Yes, that could mean some endings, but if that's the case, then this is something that's been coming on for a while. This isn't just going to pop up in October. You've already been dealing with this kind of thing. If that's the case, if it has to do with a marriage where you're feeling kind of alone, or any kind of a relationship, because I do feel like you are moving into a time of wanting to be more spiritual. And, I mean, you guys are a spiritual sign anyways, just naturally. Like, you're born into being a spiritual sign, a spiritual person. But you want more, and this is exactly what I meant. You want more, either from an earth sign or just in general. Like, the Page of Pentacles to me is like, could you just give me a little bit? Like, I'm not even asking for much. Just something that I can count on, right? So, the movement forward feels very, very quick. And you guys are, like, ready for that to happen. Like, and it's not, you're like, I'm done, you know, I've done my transformation, I've done my work. I don't feel fixed Scorpio in this reading at all. I feel Scorpio wants to move forward. Like, let's get things going. But if you have somebody that's kind of holding you back, I think that you're recognizing that it's time for you to really offer yourself a little bit more than just what a page would offer. Like, you want the Ace of Pentacles. You don't just want the Page of Pentacles, right? So let's clarify these. See what we got. Death, transformation. You guys popping out very loud, very strong. Definitely wanting to have more in life. Three of Wands. And Jupiter moving out of your sign in November is going to give you the opportunity for so much more. Because it's going home. And it affects us in all ways, right? And it'll be in your second house, which is the house of money. And you feel the prosperity of what your future can look like already. And it's almost antsy. Like, I feel very, very antsy right now. Like, I just want things to get moving. I want things to get going. I'm tired of this whole transformation BS. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do my mission. I'm ready to act in ways that I need to be acting instead of just being in the same humdrum life that I've been in. You know, and if you haven't felt that transformation this year, I feel like a lot of you are getting pushed into it this month. It's like that last final dig that Jupiter has for you that expand, you know, Jupiter is the planet that expands the gifts of the sign. And here it comes, like the last push before it goes into Sagittarius. It's time. So if you haven't been through a very transformative year, which I feel like most of you, like I'm gonna guess about 90% of you have been through a pretty transformative year. The other 10% that have not, I feel like you're going to be pushed pretty dramatically into transformation. Oh, and you have choices. So we have you right here. There you are. Or this could be another water sign in your life. We do have Cancer here. So the King of Cups. And we have the King of Wands. So a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I think that you just want to have a new beginning. You want to have a fresh start with this person. Or you want to move away from it. Like I said, this, if it has to do with a relationship or a marriage, and don't get caught up in the gender of the cards. This is a general reading. If it does have to do with some kind of traditional relationship or a marriage, there's, it's almost like you either want to get pushed out of the relationship, or you're ready to push yourself out of the relationship, or you're ready to just move forward with them in some way. I was telling Libra that while Venus is in your sign, in Scorpio sign, and it's retrograde, don't start new relationships, because it's not built on a good foundation when Venus, and I'm not throwing shade at Scorpios at all. Just Venus doesn't like the intensity of Scorpio. And when Venus is retrograde in Scorpio, it's like asking somebody to, asking somebody like that you just met 5 minutes ago to marry you and expect it to be a long-term relationship. Like, that's Venus retrograde in Scorpio, right? So, when it comes to Venus being in your sign, don't make any rash decisions. Venus retrograde, yes, there can be some things that have happened in your past that you now want to reconcile and move forward with, or you're realizing that you cannot reconcile with them anymore. You've tried over and over and over again, and Venus in retrograde is going to give you that last push to be able to leave, which would be the Chariot, right? It's totally up to you. Again, I just read the energy, take it or leave it. But I do feel like you're moving towards ending things. I mean, like the Ten of Swords just flew out for the Chariot. So if you are thinking about ending something in your life or pushing forward in some way in your life towards the ending of something, it's probably a good time at the beginning of October or through October to do that. Kind of makes me feel uncomfortable to say something like that, because I don't want anybody to like make huge decisions in their lives just because I said that the energy is right for it. You have to use your discernment, please, because but this energy that's coming to you guys right now is pretty big. So make sure that you're really using it in a very good way. So 9 of Pentacles, what is the 9 of Pentacles? 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like Scorpio might be holding on to their solidarity for a little bit longer. It's almost like you really enjoy this alone time. Yeah, something traditional might be really nice, but I don't feel like anything has really come your way that has sparked your interest. If it has, you've already acted on it. And you're still having to end either past relationships or reconcile past relationships. If something is sparking your interest, you've already acted on it. Coming into October, you've already acted on it. But right now, for some reason, you're holding on to your solidarity. With the 4 of Pentacles on the 9 of Pentacles, like that's being pretty stable on your own. And not really wanting to let up. Not really wanting to let up for anything or anyone. Let's keep going and see. What is the Hierophant? Slow moving energy. So this is either an earth sign, probably a Taurus, very, very slow moving. And that's why you're holding on to your solidarity. It's almost like you know, because this is going very slowly with this earth sign or this Taurus or this marriage or this whatever situation it is that you're in, school, you know, this doesn't even have to do with relationships. You know, this could totally be like higher learning again, you know, with college or school. It could be with work because the Hierophant does represent the institution. You want more, and this is really what it is. You want more in life, and you're ready, you're antsy, you're ready to get things going, whether with a fire sign or another water sign or an earth sign, but you know that something's going to have to end, which could also be giving you the antsy feeling. And within your solidarity, that's what you're trying to figure out. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is a little faster than the Page of Pentacles, but it still doesn't make me feel like as fast as you want things to be going right now, because you seem like your energy is much quicker than this earth sign. I would suggest either the fire sign or the other water sign at this point if there's a choice. You have a choice. Go with the water sign or the fire sign, because this earth sign is molasses. And that's not vibing with your energy in October at all. At all. Yeah, you'll be waiting on this earth sign for a while. 7 of Pentacles on the Page of Pentacles. You'll be waiting on this earth sign for a while. So if you, and I mean, I'm just trying to be real, you know, like if you are feeling stagnant because of a Taurus or another earth sign, I highly suggest go with the energy that you're feeling, because this King of Wands, they're not stagnant. They want to be the fool with you. They want to like jump off that cliff and get going, right? And what are you bringing to the table? The Ace of Cups. Anxiety behind that Ace of Cups. 9 of Swords. Knight of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. 5 of Wands. 5 of Swords. 3 of Cups. Okay. Whoa. That escalated quickly. Scorpio, escalated quickly. You want this Ace of Cups more than anything else. Could I just be loved? Well, first of all, let's love ourselves, right? You've really, really done a lot of work this year transforming yourself. Make sure you're loving yourself at the same time and not slipping back into old patterns of anxiety and being wishy-washy and going back and forth on what do I want, what do I do, what do I do, what do I want, what do I do. Why? Because if you do that, you're going to get very confused. You're going to start feeling like you're lacking in some way. I feel like your energy will pull back. You might even start drinking a little bit. 9 of Cups. If you drink, no judgment. But if you're trying to just escape because you don't want to have to deal with all these decisions you have to make now, that's starting to make you feel a little combative. 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Because it looks like you've got some choices here, Scorpio. You have a fire sign. You have an earth sign, very slow earth sign. Could have 2 earth signs for that matter. And possibly a water sign here, Cancer. And you're like, all I want is to have fun. I want to celebrate and have a good time. I want to be loved. I feel, and this is really what I'm getting here, is there's somebody that would really enjoy being with you and spending time with you, but you're stuck on another one. And that's why you keep, it's like you're being offered this Ace of Cups by somebody, whoever it is around here. Doesn't even have to be, it could be an air sign for all I know. You're being offered this Ace of Cups by somebody, but it's not the one you want. It's not the somebody that you want, or that you have your eye on, or that you're dreaming about or thinking about, right? And that's really confusing you, and it's getting you up in your head, and you may be escaping because of it, because you know, we went from the 7 of Cups, not knowing the confusion of all of it, to the 9 of Cups, where you just added some liquid to your diet. I'm not laughing at you guys because I love you so much. I just understand the intensity of it. And Venus is going to make you do this. Venus retrograde in your sign is going to make you do this. I didn't think you guys would be so affected by it. I thought you might be a little bit cooler. But your energy is very, very antsy. Mercury's going to be in your sign, so very intense conversations. I think somebody really, really, really likes you, but you want more. There's just this thing that you have been waiting for, and you want more out of this situation. And I don't think that you're holding on to your solidarity. You're holding on to you being single or you being by yourself because the offer that you're getting isn't the one that you want. So now there's conflict. And it might pull you back into feeling like you're lacking in some way. And there will be that internal battle with yourself. Like, but I have this person over here that really likes me. And they're offering me something. But I'm not accepting it. Why am I not accepting it? ... yada, yada. Right? Be careful that you are not making third-party situations happen out of this. Like, make sure everybody knows about everybody else, if that's the case, or if you have a lot of, because it looks like you could possibly have a lot of suitors, people that want to start things with you in a good way, but I don't think it's the offer that you truly want. It's not the one that's on the table. I feel like more towards the end of October, you're really going to be able to recognize what the universe has in front of you as Jupiter starts to move out of your sign going into November, right? And then we have Judgment, and then we have the Two of Cups. So let's wait until Venus is not retrograde anymore, because I think that's when the opportunity of that one connection that you really want to have might like show up or come back. Or if it's this earth sign that's being really, really slow, maybe that's when Venus isn't retrograde anymore, which is beginning of November, I want to say. She goes direct the beginning of November. I don't remember. I'll have to double check that before I do the second half of October. But it's like everything will move out of your sign all at the same time, including Jupiter and Venus and Mercury, like all at the same time into Sagittarius. Boom. You guys are like free, right? So in October, because the end of October looks really good. I feel like going all the way back to the very beginning of the reading, focus on what it is that you've transformed this year, because I think that your thought process now is, what are those things that I need to end in order to catapult forward and move forward in any direction? So I don't go back and fall back into the same old, like, lack mentality. I'm lacking in this. I'm not good enough for this. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. And if you're manifesting things in your life to happen, do it for you and only you. Don't do it for other people that are showing up, right? Because you want more out of life. And I know that, I just really feel the energy is very high for you guys to be able to push yourself forward in really great heights and really great direction. So, free yourself from the lack mentality. Free yourself from the agony and the pain of when is it going to happen for me? When is it going to happen for me? When is it going to happen for me? Right? Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You've just felt a little restricted, and that's okay. Totally okay. Sometimes when we're restricted, that's when we learn the most about ourselves. Patience, right? All right, my dears, I love you so much. If you would like to have a personal reading from me, please check out the description box below. fearlessintuition.net is my website. I love you guys. Have a wonderful October. I will see you for your season, second half of October. Bye.